A nice clean transition to start off the season. Hello everyone and welcome to GRS Season 12. We are starting a season in Imola this season. I was going to say this year, but it's not a new year. For our second season on F1 25. This is F2 and it is all change everywhere. There are now 3 tiers for whatever reason. Nobody wants to play this game, which is very surprising considering last game was probably worse and had more tiers. But hey ho, I think this means the quality of the tiers is going to be even better. Which means that we've got a mix of drivers in F2, so I'm going to do some yapping before we start. Yeah, lots of fancy names. I will run you through the grid because I've made a thing, because obviously I had some time, definitely not while working from home, to make a thing. So here's my thing. That sounds concerning. Look at that. So that's the full grid of everybody. Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? All the tiers, all the drivers in all the teams, and you can try and pick out who you think's going to win every tier if you fancy doing that, and who's going to win the overall, because it's, you know, Kick Sauber won a couple of seasons ago. I don't even remember who won last season. Probably should have researched that before I started commentating today, but here we go. And then we've got the F2 grid below it with some stats of where they finished last season. We've got a mix of high up F4 drivers and a lot of F3. Because this is kind of the new F3 in my opinion. We've got 3 tiers now. F4 is technically gone, but it feels like F1 is gone. A lot of the F2 drivers have moved up to F1, and so on throughout the grid. So yeah, lots of people to choose from. Lots of people with a winning history. Both Saubers have won races before. Obviously Zan, who's now in the Ferrari, won the F4 title. He's in this tier. What else have we got? Barton Alting, that's a good team looking at that Ferrari. P1 and P3 in F4, so we'll see how they do here in F2. Let me know if I'm speaking too loudly as well, because I don't know, I've gone back to my F3 preset of streaming, so it might be a bit different than last season. But yeah, we are waiting on a couple of drivers. Obviously there's some server issues today because of AWS. Thanks very much AWS for that, but hopefully we should get a race on, because we do have 18 in the lobby, including myself, so that doesn't count. 17. No, not including myself. 18. We're missing a Sauber of Jaden Jackson. No. Wait. Why is Hayden Williams in a Sauber? Have I written the wrong thing? Oh. Whoops. Okay, Jake Bamford's not in this tier. I wrote the wrong person. Well, we make mistakes. It's fine. You can ignore that. It's actually Hayden Williams, who's just as good a driver, if not better, in the Sauber. So we're waiting on him. No, we are. He's in. Daniel Backlick can't get in because the servers are broken. And we're ready to go. So if you want to stare at that for some more, we have some new... The thing I find interesting, actually, about this, McLaren, 2 brand new drivers to the GRS scene. At least they weren't here last year. They might have been here, not last year, last season. They might have been here 5 seasons ago. I don't know, because I wasn't here 5 seasons ago. But yeah, and then some people retaining their driver lineup. Mercedes with the same lineup as last season, or at least the same drivers staying in the same team. But a lot of changes throughout the grid. Sauber, I think they're the same. I think that's where Hayden was. I don't know. So there you go. There's nerdy stuff I definitely didn't do while working from home. But anyway, let's go back to the action. There we go. So we're ready for our first qualifying session of the new season, and I want to know what the pole time is going to be. I'm thinking a low 14, like a 14.3 maybe, something like that. I did a 14.0 today, but I've heard some F1 drivers doing 13.6. I'm now technically an F1 driver. Doesn't feel like it, considering I finished 19th in F2 last season. But all is going to change, you know. I'm going to be great. That's what I think. So here we are then in a nice sunny Imola for the start of GRS, and I hope we're happy to be here. It feels like it's been a long time, but then I did sort of quit halfway through last season, so maybe it hasn't been that long, 4 weeks I think. But yeah, who knows what to expect? Who knows who's going to be on pole? Hopefully the game audio is good. Should be. And first out of the pits is the car top of the timesheets at the moment, for whatever reason. My new team, Haas and Harry Spanswick. He's going to be the first one to set at the time, and we will go through a full lap with him. We also have Habibi, who has no real name, allegedly, so he's going to be called Habibi. Sausage Roll. Who's Sausage Roll? Let's try and figure this out now. Could be Alfie Everdevine, that is. The Quali Merchant, as I like to call him. Maybe that reputation. Oh, Harry's in the gravel. Harry is in the gravel already at turn number 2. On and out laps. That's a really good start to today's proceedings. It means that the Aston Martin of Arno, no, he's not overtaken him. Yeah, so Aston Martin this season, famously cursed last season, of course, have 2 brand new drivers for this tier. We have Arno Hermans, who is a notoriously quick driver when he turns up. Won the championship a couple seasons ago, and also came P3 in F3 a few seasons ago as well. Exactly a calendar year ago today. Not today, this season, because it was up against me and I lost. Anyway, left wing back. Who are you, left wing back? You are Lloyd Bailey, but I think left wing back is a great name. So we might have to go with that sometimes. He finished P12 in F3 last season and was driving for Ferrari. I think joined mid-season. So was obviously showing some good pace. But Harry Swanslick is starting a flying lap. So let's go on board with him, get rid of all the graphics, apart from the telemetry, and see how it's shaping up through the first couple of corners. And I've just remembered I haven't drawn a track map yet. That is terrible, terrible, terrible preparation for commentary. I have to draw a track map, so I know the corner names. I don't know what corner that is. Turn 5. I know there's Piratella coming up. I think this is Piratella. Is it Piratella? Anyway, flicks it in 5th gear here, using all of the track. I've got to say, the track limits are quite kind around here now, so maybe we'll see some reports around that through Aqua Minerale, that's hard to say. Now, and up towards the chicane. It definitely has a name, but I forgot what it is. Purple through the middle sector, of course, because he's first to take it. And then towards the tricky sort of 90-degree double left here of the final 2 corners. Can use a lot of the curbs around this track, and he does so. Battery to the line. What's it going to be for our opening time of season 12? Across the line he goes. It's a 15.0. That's the button. See, I'm rusty. I've forgotten what buttons to press. Anyway, Arno beats that with a 15.0. Very tight at the top so far. What about Sausage Roll? He's invalidated his time, so not living up to the Quali Merchant name that we've given him so far. How about left wing back? Really aggressive cutting the penultimate corner there. Now he's going to come up to the line. What is Lloyd Bailey going to set on his first time? Will it be an Aston 1-2? Yes, it is. A 14-2. That's much more respectable. Who else is coming through the final sector? Stuart Bradbury is, as Charlie Roberts goes 4th with a 15.5. Stuart Bradbury is the next one to cross the line in Alpine. He was in Alpine last season as well. As there's a Ferrari seemingly spun at turn number 1. Stuart does a 16.1 as an opening time for the day. What about Jaden Jackson here? He's starting his lap. Let's go and watch. Who should we watch? Mercedes, maybe. I don't know. Let me know who you want to watch a full lap on board with, and we will do that later on in the session. That looked very close to track limits through Piratella. Also, if someone can tell me the name of the chicane, that would be greatly appreciated. Variante Alto is screaming to me, but I think that's it, that chicane in Monza. So I'm not sure. Using a lot of curb there. Exceeding track limits, yes he did, on the exit. So that's not going to count for Callum Pearce. Bart Nauting is starting a lap. What about the Mercedes teammate, Conor McCabe? He is going towards the final couple of corners now. Look at this. This is why I love the Monday slot. We've got 17 viewers. It's the prime time slot. Yes, everyone watches at the start of the week so that they can do the research for their own race. And it's great to see as ACM or Conor McCabe goes P6 at the moment. Lots of people on a 15.0. That's 3 drivers now. As Hayden Williams has left the session. So I will invite him. Ooh! Meanwhile, as we nearly pause Ferrari of Barton Outing runs off the track, and that will be that lap over for him. Who is doing donuts at turn 1? Alfie wants to know. What is the format now? I will explain again as the Ferrari is off. I'm trying to invite somebody. There we go. I'm back. So, last season, F1, F2, F3, F4. Both F1 and F4 were on Wednesdays. Okay. Doing some gravel dirt rally over here. Who's that? He's gone P2. Oh, Emily's gone P3. Wixel's gone P3. And I think that's it. Lots of people not setting valid times on their opening run. Only 11 times. Anyway, let me start again. So, F2 is on Mondays this season. Tomorrow is F1, and then F3 is on Wednesdays. Because that is what most drivers could do. And I think it kind of makes sense if you just treat it the same as last season, but rename the tiers 2, 3, and 4, it's kind of the same. So there you go. Anyway, John Ahern is 1.2 seconds down in the first sector. That is an in-lap for him. What about Lennon Lutka, I'm going to say? Might be wrong. He's on a flying lap. So let's watch him going into turn number 5, I want to say. Purple sector 1 there. We'll see if that carries on through the remaining 2 sectors of the lap into Piratella. I think it's Piratella. And now, my favourite corner on this track, Aquamarine, you really just throw it in, use all of the curbs, get on the throttle as early as possible, and hope you don't get any oversteer. I feel like there could have been some more attack there, but it's hard to tell. It's a 49.2 for the first 2 sectors, and it's purple. This is looking good for Lennon Lutka in the Williams set. P8 in F4 last season, got 2 wins under his belt there as well. Maybe we'll be looking to add to that in the first race of the season. Yes, we need to do a driver title prediction. Should we watch the quali first and then base it entirely on one qualifying session? As he goes fastest with a 14.0, that is more likely, rather, already beating my pole position prediction for today, which was a 14.3, and already matching my best time at this track so far in practice of a 14.0, so that is not good for myself. But it's not about me, it's about the drivers out there today, right now. Who is the next one going to do a lap? I think it's Stewart in the Alpine, so we'll watch him. Apparently someone's done a 13.6 in F2. Well, let's see if they can replicate it under the pressure of live racing, you know. No flashbacks allowed, of course. Anyway, Stewart is going to start a lap. And let's see if he can challenge those at the top. Getting out of the way, there's some drivers coming out of the pits there. That was a bit unfortunate. Maybe made him lose focus a little bit, but that looked a decent first chicane. Now for the second chicane in 6th gear instead of 7th is interesting. Looks a bit tentative on the wheel to turn in and fully attack, but he's 6/10ths up on his previous best. And he locks up and goes a bit deep. But this is still going to be a decent improvement from the 16.1 that he has set so far. He used a lot of battery at the moment. Now Piratella down into 5th gear, running very wide though onto the gravel, and that is the end of that lap. Because that is not going to be an improvement for Stewart. Let's have a look at Callum Pearce in the Merc, who is on a flying lap himself. And I think he is the next one to cross the line. There might be a Sauber. No Saubers. Anyway, he's in medium through Aqua Minerale. Looks nice and smooth through there. And now into the chicane that I need to Google what the name of this chicane is, so I'm going to do that. Oh, I've got 20 viewers. This is incredible. This is almost as many viewers as I got when I spun 2 wheels at once for F1 and F4. And we're just watching racing here. We're not even spinning wheels. Incredible. Imola corner names. Here we go. Here we go. Crosses the line. He goes P3 with a 14.7. It is the Varianti Alta. Oh. Tamburello, Vilna, Tosa, Piratella. Okay. Okay. I'll remember that. Vilna chicane, Tosa, Tamburello. Good stuff. Good stuff. Arno's gone purple in the first sector. big up sausage roll. Currently, is he the highest placed food item today? Are there even any more? No, there aren't. I thought there was another one. Oh, he's gone P6. Sausage roll to P6 there, Alfie Edavine. Oh yeah, of course, McLaren won last season. How could I forget? It was McLaren dominance, and they're currently sat 12th and 13th at the moment. We have this guy. So if anyone can think of a name I could say for him, because I'm not sure how I'm supposed to pronounce that. Right now he's going to be the second McLaren. That's his name. Excuse me, what was that in the chat? That's not good. I don't think anyone's done that before. Anyway. McLaren fall off. It's only 10 minutes into the first Q1 session of the season. They could still turn it up today or in all the other tiers, but he does pull into the box, so we were watching a completely pointless lap there. Aston Martin redemption arc though, look at this. Clearly when you sack, well not sack, get rid of the rubbish drivers like myself, you do better, apparently. Here's Connor, who surely is not on a lap because he has no battery. Charlie Gordon's coming to the line though. You can have my sausage roll if you get a higher position. Who are you talking to there? Which one of these drivers is going to have your sausage roll? That's a good question. That was interesting from Charlie Gordon. Driving in the gravel, warming up his tyres, it looked like, through there. Anyway, I think everyone's on in-laps now, because we're going to get to the final runs very shortly. ACM is actually 3/10 up here. He might be able to finish the lap and get an improvement, but he's run out of battery here, and he's almost run wide through the final couple of corners. Oh, that was really right up to the line. I don't think that was optimal. He's going to come across the line now to set a 14.6. That goes P5, just ahead of his teammate Callum Pearce. I'm not even going to look at chat. Usually chat is empty, and now we're getting strange comments. 22 viewers. It keeps going up. This is incredible. Incredible. Stuart Bradbury's on a lap. Currently P18. On the previous lap, he ran wide here at Piratella. Will he do it again? No, he lifts off to make sure he doesn't. And now, let's get some off-board shots to see how they are at this track. Aquamillerali looking nice and clean there, using all of the track, if possible. What about the Variante Alta coming up now? Plenty of margin on the left-hand side. And the right-hand side. This could be an in-lap. Have I commentated on an in-lap? Let's find out as he goes through the final couple of corners. No, he's going to the line. Is it an improvement for Stuart? Will it get him ahead of P18? It does. P12. That's actually a very good lap. A 15.2. I feel bad for calling it an in-lap. Oh dear. Anyway, Harry Spanswick in the Haas. Currently P10. And runs wide, but we'll ignore that we've seen that. And he'll carry on with the purple Sector 1, a 23.7. What about Piratella? Oh, that's a nice camera angle. We'll use that later on in the race. Aquamillerali now. That's hard to say quickly. Again, putting the car in all the right places. Only needs a couple of tenths to improve some positions. And this is looking neat and tidy for the new Haas driver. Fairly new Haas driver. Joined Haas towards the back end of last season. And was racing in F3 last season, as most drivers I think were on this grid. So no change in day for them. And he goes P5 with a 14.6. This is not too bad. Let's have a look at the gap to leader. So top 11 are just about within a second of each other. And then look at the McLaren's 13th and 14th and 15th, very easily matched at the moment. As I think Callum Pearce went 7th. I'm not sure. Maybe he's starting a lap. Somebody else has jumped up the order. It was I Make Excuse? No, I don't know who it was. Whatever. Callum Pearce is on a lap. Let's watch him using all of the curb on the entry of Tamburello. No, that was Villeneuve. The Villeneuve chicane. Let's go back to prefer I prefer this one, to be honest, because then I know what time they actually set. So 2 minutes to go. Some people on laps now, some most on out laps, and some just coming out of the pits for their final run. Currently, Lennon Lucker on pole with his one and only attempt with a 14.0. The Aston Martins of Arno, who's in P3, and his teammate Lloyd Bailey in P2 at the moment. I make excuses. Your F4 champion of Zan is P4. Former Aston Martin driver, of course. Harry Spanswick is 5th, followed by the 2 Mercs. Then we have a Sauber, Red Bull, and a Haas rounding out the top 10. As Harry Spanswick has retired from the session in the pit lane, that's him done. Callum Pearce does not improve. Stays P7. Will he have time to go around again, recharge the battery? I'm not so sure. I'd love to know how much time is left, but it's not going to tell us. Anyway then, it looks like first driver to do a meaningful lap will be Bart Nouting down here. Jack Cockayne is deciding to start last in this race, which is interesting. So I'm not sure why he's doing that. But it's nice to see a full grid. This might be the last time we have a full grid this season. Did he set the same time? That's very impressive. Callum Pearce, that is. Anyway, on board with Bart, one of my former teammates at Aston Martin. Now in the Ferrari. P3 and F4 last season. Currently 19th on the grid. He'll want some a big improvement on that as he heads towards Piratella. Make sure we get the off-board shot here. Checking on that track limits. Nicely inbounds there. Down into 4th gear for Aqua Minerale. And a bit of overtake on the exit as we go up the hill towards Variante Alta. You want to bounce across these curbs and just not exceed the limits. That was nicely done. As we have 10 seconds to go till the checkered flag. And these will be the laps that count. We already have a Sauber going slow in Sector 2, so that's one of them not going to be able to improve. Checkered flag is out here. 4 drivers are finished for the day. And Bart Nouting will be the first one to cross the line here. What's it going to be for the Ferrari driver? He goes only up to P18 at the moment. What about Imola in the Red Bull? He's crashed into the wall as he comes across the line. And that is not going to improve his time at all. Arno is next across the line, but he's going very slowly. So his race is run. Jaden Jackson in the Sauber is next. He's up by about half a tenth. Way more than half a tenth. He goes P6, setting the same time as Zan Kamerick ahead of him. Next up is Charlie Roberts in the Racing Bulls. He's currently P17, moves up to P15, followed by the Williams driver who's on pole, improves to a 13.7. That is something else if I've ever seen it. What about the Ferrari of Zan? He crosses the line, stays in 5th. We have Sausage Roll, aka Alfie Edevine, 4 attempts up and goes P4. Great lap from the only food item on the grid. Left wing back can improve to a 14.0, but that's going to maintain his place in second at the moment. On the front row, John Ahern, I think, is the last to cross the line. He just beats his teammate to a 14.7. He's not last. It's actually Stewart who's going to cross the line last, but he is not improving. So there is your grid. Lennon Lucker in the Williams on pole position. It's an Aston Martin 2-3. And then Alfie Edevine in 4th. Kick Sauber doing well, 5th and 7th for them. Zan Championship winner last time out with a decent quali to start off the season in 6th. Harry Spanswick is 8th ahead of Conor McCabe and Callum Pearce. Then we have the 2 Red Bulls of John Ahern and Imola. Daniel Bakalik is in 13th. The new McLaren driver of whatever that is 14th. Stuart Bradbury, Charlie Roberts, Habibi, Bart Nouting, Charlie Gordon and Jack Cockayne. Round out your grid. Bosh. That was lovely. I invited Shadow ages ago. Did he not join? Did Shadow not get back in? He's set a time for P5, so he'll be happy with that, but anyway, there's your grid. I've already gone through it. Let's have a quick look at the race director. Lots of invalidations, lots of speeding in the pits. Terminal damage for Charlie Gordon. We missed that. Yeah, I will invite Shadow, but I thought he was in, to be honest. I thought Shadow was in the lobby. Obviously not. Obviously not. I will invite immediately. Shadow, 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 shadow. Shadow. Invite number 2, please. Hopefully you can get in nice and quickly. And he has joined. Excellent. Sorry about that. I definitely invited you earlier on. But yeah, ping me in the Discord, because I have the Discord on the screen, or say in the chat, and I will know. Anyway, what I like to do at this time is have a look at what's going on in the pit lane. Lots of very excited fans today. On top of the garages. Yeah, no one is static Matic over here. Usually you have a few who are just like soulless and still, but it seems they've changed that a bit. This is a very impressive Imola pit lane. I'm quite disappointed, to be honest. Anyway, any predictions on who's going to win this race? Pole sitter looks very quick. Very, very, very quick. I mean, I think they did 3 or 4 races in F4 and won 2 of them, so that would make sense that they're quick. A few clouds around, so maybe there's some rain later on. That'd be quite fun. Anyway, for now... Oh, the pole sitter's left. What's going on? Do I even have you? I added you before the session. I do have you. Come back. What's going on? You have been invited. Oh, the pole sitter's not here, but we're going racing anyway. He's got to get in as quickly as possible. We've got 5 red lights, and the lights are gone, and we are racing in Imola, but the Williams out front is not racing, so it's going to be an Aston Martin 1-2. Nobody's racing. There's ghost cars everywhere. People are racing. 3 wide down the back. It's an Aston 1-2. Who would have thought this at the start of the season? There's cars off into the gravel already, and most of it has been quite clean, but one car did skip a lot of gravel as Lennon Lutker absolutely tumbles down the field. Stuart Bradbury is round as well, I think. There's also a McLaren down the back of the field getting involved in an incident. Look at this for Aston Martin. 1 and 2, as I make excuses, got a 10-second time penalty for gaining a place while corner cutting. That's very unfortunate for him. Lennon's back in the race, but he's down in P11. And that is disaster for him. So unfortunate after setting it on pole. Clearly the racing gods thought he was... Sorry, the chat has made me laugh. Clearly the racing gods thought he was too good and he needed to be nerfed. So, oh, that's very deep for Charlie Roberts. But he's up to P11 as Bart Nouting also makes place on Lennon, who's still losing places. He's not in his car yet. But anyway, I've also just seen in the Discord a picture of some man, which is very interesting. Anyway, Callum Pearce is rounding the gravel at the final corner. I don't know what's happened to him. Arno's taken the lead, by the way. Aston Martin's thinking about running away with it. Will left wing back come back at him, though? Don't think so. Let's get all the stuff we want to see on the screen. Positions gained on the opening lap. ACM up 3 places. Jade Jackson up 3 places. Up 6 places for Bart Nouting. So some decent gains for some of the midfield runners. Everybody is loving Sausage Roll right now, and he's in P3. And actually, the Astons are going to fight it here. Left wing back having a look into Tosa, but deciding against it for now. That is the wrong button. I want to see the tyres that everybody has chosen to be on. A fair mixture of mediums and hard. Left wing back, or Lloyd Bailey rather, going for the hard tyre. Alfie Edderbean, the fan favourite, is on the mediums at the moment. Daniel Bakalik has apparently had contact with Jack McCain, and he's so furious that he's had to tell us in the chat instead of racing from 32 seconds back. So, you know, I'm sure there'll be a safety car in this race. I wouldn't worry about that. He's put on a new set of hards, so has Callum Pearce, and they're currently running 19 and 20th. Maybe Daniel Bakalik will be the first one to receive a post-race penalty in this season of GRS as Arno sets the fastest lap. But here comes Sausage Roll. Oh, maybe not. He's backed out of it. In fact, it's the Aston Martin's going to trade places again. Left wing back to the lead. Ahead of Arno. Alfie Edderbean in P3. Thinking about a move on these guys, but wants to save battery for now. As Habibi's round as well. Both McLarens are down the order having incidents. That's a reset to track if anyone wants to report that. And he's left. He's rage quit. The McLarens have rage quit the session already. It's all going wrong for McLaren on day one of the new GRS season. This is music to my ears. Finn, where are you? Are you even TP anymore, or are you at uni? I don't know. Anyway, back to the front. We do seem to have a DRS train all the way from P1 down to P17 right now, with the lead McLaren at the moment. But yeah, we'll try and keep an eye on all the battles going on. As I see Lennon Lucker looks like he's getting his pace back and wants to make a move potentially on the Barton outing. Speaking of Ferraris, one Ferrari is getting past Hayden Williams and one Ferrari is being passed by Lennon Lucker, the pole sitter. Harry Spanswick is also getting past Hayden Williams, who is gone again, did I see? He's ghosted. I don't know why he's ghosted. He's going to get another invite. Oh, yeah, he's being passed again. Well, there's your invite, everybody. As John Ahern gets a 3-second time penalty. And the clouds? Is it me or the clouds getting a bit darker? What's happened here? Red Bull letting through Imola. Lennon losing a place. Oh no, Charlie Roberts losing a place to Lennon Lucker. And in the background, side by side, between Barton Outing and Daniel Backlick. This could end badly. But it doesn't. It's very clean. Up the inside goes Bart. And up into P13 at the moment. Lennon making more moves, this time on a ghost car. So yeah, I don't know what's happened to Hayden. I think some people are being plagued by the AWS issue at the moment. So that's very unfortunate for them. I'm surprised it's still a big DRS train. This is close in pace between everybody, and Arno's under severe pressure from his teammate once again. Aston Martin are really saying, no curse this season, please. We want to dominate, we want to win. And here they are, proving everybody wrong at the moment. Very good driver lineup. Former championship winner, of course, on their team of F3 in Arno Hermans. And maybe an upcoming talent in Lloyd Bailey. Sausage Roll's lost a place. He's been mugged up the inside of Tosa by Jaden Jackson here. But actually he's got the place back on traction. Holding on to that P3 for now. I don't know who this guy is in the chat, but it's so funny. Anyway, we will keep an eye on Alfie Edevine, Sausage Roll. Is he going to prove to me at least that he's not a quali merchant? Because if he does, I promise I will not call you a quali merchant anymore this season. As we see what's happened to Lennon Lucker? Is he gone as well? Habibi wants an invite. Oh, goodness me. I thought you rage quit. What is going on? Lennon's gone as well. Ay, ay, ay. I should turn my Discord pings on instead of just looking on the right of the screen. Sorry, everybody. I didn't really. I thought it looked so much like a rage quit that he disconnected straight away after a spin. What's happened to Arno? He's lost 1.2 seconds. He's lost 1.2 seconds. Anyway, Barton Outing is all over the back of Charlie Roberts, trying to get into the points. It's points for the top 12, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's still points for the top 12. So, ooh, that's a little tap of the rear. As Alfie Edevine gets a 3-second time penalty, and Mr. Hayden Williams needs another invite. He's not there anymore. He's in the offline section. No, the offline section is bugged. He's not there anymore, Tom. Oh, there's cars all over the place here. Bart, Daniel, Charlie Gordon as well. I'll try Shadow again. But I believe he's not there anymore, because he wasn't with the S's. He was down here. He's not there anymore, unfortunately. So he might need to restart his game or something, but I don't know. I assume Tom is watching. Anyway, here comes Daniel Bakalik on Barton Outing. These two both have DRS and are both using extreme amounts of battery to try and hold on to this position. Daniel's up the inside on the hard tyre, and he makes a nice clean move late on the brakes. That was very good from the Haas driver. Bart will have to settle for P12 for now. The medium tyres do not look very good around here after 67 lap. It's raining. It's raining. It's raining. The rain is falling. I told you there were clouds as off goes Daniel Bakalik. He's made a mistake. And he's lost 2 positions. He's now got Charlie Gordon up his inside into Piratella, who gets up into P12. He's now under pressure from Stuart Bradbury. Let's go on board with him. But no, oh, it's raining in Imola. The medium tyre runners are probably very happy about this, because they can get off their tyres quickly and not lose too much time. These two are back in the race. Lennon and whatever should be on the friends list now. Hayden, don't worry. All is not lost. The rain is falling. He is. Welcome back. Welcome back. I said it was very dark at the start of the race. And I was right. The rain is falling. People putting it into none to try and save energy. Sausage Roll is looking like he might put pressure on Arno here. But also, yeah, there's a bit of a train forming here behind Arno. But the question is, when are the intermediate tyres going to be best? When is the track going to be wet enough for that changeover? As Lennon gets past Stewart just before Tosa here. Into the pits comes Jack Cocaine. Is this for intermediate tyres? And is this a essential team plate? Is the first driver onto the intermediates? Is Jack Cocaine down in P20? Hayden, are you back in the session? No. There's a yellow flag. It's Barton Outing. Where is he? He's in the wall. He's off the side of the track. There's a yellow flag. It's a VSC. He's reversing into a wall. He's lost his front wing. I don't know exactly what's happened, as Lennon has lost the place but then regained it because it was overtaken under VSC. I'm pressing the wrong button. And people are going to be flying into the pits now. It's a race in the pit lane. Barton Outing has caused the VSC. I will invite Hayden again, because I don't think he's here yet. Don't really know why, because I've invited him many a time. But yeah, intermediate tyres going on. Imola stays out. Charlie Gordon stays out. Daniel Bakalik stays out. I don't like this strategy. I think you should be double stacking, if, especially under a VSC here. But yeah, lots of drivers into the box. Charlie Roberts as well. He did do the double stack. Hayden's into the box for a new set of hards. Oh, I think his AI's boxed in for hards. Oh no. Oh no. That has not gone well. Yeah, now you might want to retire. That has not gone well. Drive-through penalty for your F4 champion. Speeding under the safety car on pit exit. It's easily done. Oh, look. There's a wet track starting to form in the road. How long are these top three going to stay out on these tyres? Look, they're all over the road. Daniel's nearly in the wall. Huge oversteer through Aquamunarali. Can he make it to the pits? No, he's locking up at every corner. This is a huge strategy blunder from the top three at the moment. It's Charlie Roberts and Lennon. He's been pushed onto the grass a little bit there by Lennon. The understeer of both cars forced them onto the grass. Let's go back to the dry runners and see if they can make it into the pits. Big lock up again for Daniel Bakalik. But I think he's going to make it through as McLaren loses a place to Hayden on the fresh hards. Charlie Gordon stays out. He likes these conditions. He likes the dry tyres, wet track challenge. Nobody else does. Apart from Hayden, to be fair. Whether that was intentional or not, I'm not sure. Because the McLaren is all over the back of him. I also see Stewart on Charlie Roberts, who's actually diving into the pits. Again, I'm not sure why. Must be front wing damage. That is not good. It's not good at all. He's actually lost a place to the McLaren. As Hayden, he's got great traction. And there's Daniel Bakalik struggling because he's put on old hards. Did he stay out? What's happened here? He boxed, didn't he? He didn't box. Okay, well that was a bit silly. Maybe he missed the pit lane. Who knows? Oh, Alfie got a drive-through as well. The sausage roll has got a drive-through. I must have missed that. Oh no. Oh no, it's disaster for the fan favourite in the chat. Charlie Gordon, are you doing a masterclass here? Are you doing a masterclass on the dry tyres? He doesn't look very fast. He's lost about a second in a couple of corners. Has he? No, he's staying out. This is a very interesting strategy from Williams, I've got to say. As into the pits for his drive-through penalty comes Alfie Edeveen, or the soft sausage roll. And I feel like watching the entirety of this just so the chat can take it all in as he tumbles down the timing screen. 10th now, 11th, 10-second penalty for Hayden Williams speeding into the pit lane. That could be a retirement. First retirement of the day, maybe. Or was that just outbreaking himself? And out comes Sausage Roll in P12 at the moment, so still in the points. Hope is not completely lost for the fans of that. But here's going to the lead. Both Aston Martins at once. Side by side into Piratella. The Williams is trying to hold it on dry tyres around the outside, and that's not quite worked. Really good effort having a go. But I don't really get what this strategy is, unless the rain is going to stop in the next 4 laps, maybe. Then it might work. But look, he's losing so much pace. He's got no traction. He's got no tyre temp on the hards. He's down to 5th as he gets passed by Jane Jackson and Conor McCabe in the Sauber and the Merc, respectively. And now Harry Spanswick in the Haas is the next one to make a move on the Williams up the inside of the penultimate corner. A little bit of a wheel banging. First bit of wheel banging we've seen today. John Ahern is queuing up next and drives through him. But still, Charlie Gordon stays out. You have to wonder, is it dry on his screen? What is going on? He's got good straight line speed though if he wants to repass him. This would be ballsy to repass an Inter-runner. Up the inside into turn 1, no. Smart and sensible in the end. Runs deep anyway, is now under pressure from the other Red Bull. And is passed by the other Red Bull. Charlie Gordon down to 8th. Next up is his teammate. 7 seconds, make that 5 seconds. As he gains 2 seconds in 2 corners. Yeah. Move at the back. On the exit of Aqua Minerale, Jack Cocaine has been passed by Charlie Pierce. No, Callum Pierce. Sorry, whoops. Anyway. Whoa, you can't say that about David Hoy. That's not allowed. That is not allowed about my former teammate. As Charlie Gordon is sticking it out here, and I don't really understand why. Because it's just getting worse now. The track, look at it. It's getting wetter. Stuart Bradbury is passed, and I think he made a mistake there. I feel like I'm mixing overtakes, but they're just happening out of the blue, you know. Ooh, a bit of a slide for John Ahern in the lead Red Bull. Will he be passed by his teammate? Potentially some team orders here from the team principal. Or rather just faster driver going through at the moment in these conditions. It's not very wet, but it's a little damp at the moment. It's a little damp on the track. The rain is still falling though, which means Charlie Gordon is still falling down the order. And he's down into P11, next up to be overtaken as Stewart nearly goes into the back of the McLaren and actually has to take to the gravel to avoid it, but still the Williams driver can't get past him. Look at the traction difference. This is a bizarre strategy call, and now Alfie Edeveen may have to make an overtake on the limping Williams at the moment. Just look at the gains up the inside of Tosa. No contest this is. And through into P11, Sausage Rolls made an overtake. waiting for the chat to go wild. Anyway, it's still an Aston Martin 1-2. I don't really believe what I'm seeing here. Yeah, I mean, how many points did I get last season for Aston? Like 18? This would be already more than, I think, their entire tally in F2 last season. I can't remember who... Actually, no, the teammate who... Whoa, he's not got a wheel! Did we see... Left wing-back's not got a right wheel. I've not seen this glitch before. When did that happen? What's going on? He's driving superbly well with 3 wheels on his wagon. That is a nice visual glitch there. The game continues to produce new bugs every week. Has everyone else got all 4 tyres on? Arno does. Spanswick does. Who's up into P3, by the way, quietly going about his business. It's getting very wet now, by the way, the track. Jane Jackson has 4 tyres. So does this guy. And the Red Bulls. Ooh, nice heli shot for the McLaren here. Charlie Gordon, are you still on dry tyres? You are. And you're being passed by your F4 Championship champion, Zan Kamarick. Definitely not how you say his name. It's getting very wet now, and Charlie Roberts is off and on again. Into the gravel a little bit. Hayden, I've invited. Well, I will invite again. Daniel Bakalik in 18th. So yeah, your race leader has 3 tyres. Hilarious. Oh, he's gone. He's not there. Jaden Jackson making a move on Conor McCabe, and there's another car at the inside as well. It's Imola or Wixall making a double pass there on the inside of Tosa. That was very nice. I think Conor made a mistake though, because the run Jaden got was sensational, and then also the Red Bull as well. Both of them squirming around through Piratella. .1 seconds the gap out in front. Charlie Roberts has gained a place on Charlie Gordon because he's still running these soft tyres. Your race leader has 3 wheels, and Charlie Roberts has now lost that place again. Surely he gets past at the next corner. Nearly runs into the back of him as he goes around the outside of Tosa, and that was nicely done. Negotiated the dry tyre car. I'm not sure what weather forecast the Williams team were looking at here, but it's not happened, whatever they saw. It has not happened. Let's have a look at Alfie Edeveen, or Sausage Roll here, who's sliding around a little bit. Hold on, hold on, hold on. That's the wrong button. That's who I wanted to see. Never mind. Oh, the AI is now going to overtake Charlie Gordon. Shadow, 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 Shadow. You're not there again. Rip Shadow. But you've made an overtake. You've made an overtake. Speaking of overtakes, Stuart Bradbury is looking to get past the other McLaren here. The rain is intensifying. It looks almost like heavy rain now, actually, which could be very interesting. And also, I'm not sure. Well, Inters will go to the end, right? Because Inters are very, very low wear usually, especially when it's even wetter than it needs to be. So this could be a sprint to the end for another 16 laps. We're at half race distance now, but yeah, lots can still happen, of course. Lots can happen. Lots of wheel spin for the 2 cars we're currently looking at here. But will Stuart Bradbury make a dive bomb or an overtake? into turn 1 will be his best chance. He's going to set it up nicely. A good exit here will give him a good run. And he does. Overtake engaged, I think for both of them, yes. But he does have 20% more battery to Stewart. Can he make it count? He's gaining, but I don't think he's gaining enough on this occasion. He's going to have to stick behind for now, as the track does look very wet, I've got to say. And the rain is falling quite a lot. It is definitely heavy rain conditions at the moment. I don't think we'll see anyone on the full wets, as they are rubbish. What we might see is a change in the podium order here, because Harry Spanswick looks pretty quick at the moment, and he's catching both the front two. Oh, his tyre's back! Left wing back has spawned a wheel back in all of a sudden. That's good to see. So the mechanic's done some quick work while he's driving around there to make sure he has all 4 wheels on his car. Meanwhile, Alfie Edeveen is catching a couple of cars. Also known as Sausage Roll, of course. That's a good run for Aqua Minerale. If he can get a good exit, he might send one up the inside of Stewart, but he decides against it. Decides against it. Lots of locking up into Variante Alta. Look at the spray coming off the cars now. The rain's still increasing, it looks like. You can hear it, in fact. Oh, another big slide for Alfie in the same corner he had one a couple laps ago, as John Ahern's made a mistake. He's lost 2 positions into turn 1, and he's spun round. He's been completely spun round. I think he got onto the grass. There's another car off, as well as Jaden Jackson runs off at turn 1 as well. So that's going to be Lennon Upkins P5. Can he challenge for the win, maybe? As Harry Spanswick is now 6 tenths behind Arno. It's all happening here. It's all happening here. Also, I need a contender for Overtake of the Day, by the way. Big fan of my new idea, Overtake of the Day. But to be honest, I haven't seen many overtakes. I've seen the results of overtakes today. So Harry, you're going to have to give me an Overtake of the Day here. He looks quicker than Arno. Harry Spanswick could win this race. Come on, Haas. No bias in the commentary, once again, for my new team. Arno's really struggling now. 2.7 the gap to the leader, his teammate. But Harry Spanswick loses the back end on the final corner. That's going to compromise his chance of an overtake here. But Arno's got no battery. Look at that battery difference. 50% difference. Sausage overtake. He's not overtaken yet. Don't worry, we will see Sausage Roll do the move if he gets into a position to do so. But right now, we've got a battle for P2 going on. And now we watch from the helicam to see if anyone's going to make a mistake. Let's have a quick look at Sausage Roll down the main straight, though. Here he is. He's too far back, I think. I think Stewart is as well. They're going to be the same order they entered that straight. Stewart runs a bit wide, though, but I think Sausage Roll followed him, and he's again getting on power a bit too early as Harry is all over the back. Sausage Roll nearly spun as we flicked away from him there. Down into 4th gear, 100% battery for Harry Spanswick compared to 70 for Arno. Is he going to make a move into Variante Alta? He looks like he's setting it up. There's also blue flags ahead for Hayden Williams, who is still not here. I believe I've invited you, but you're 19th now, so who cares? I will invite you as soon as Harry gets his overtake, because he's looking very racy. 2 tenths behind now. Arno will get DRS as well, though. No, we won't. There's no DRS in wet conditions. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Here goes Harry then. Good exit for Arno, but the battery difference could be enough to make the move. Here he comes in the slipstream. Harry Spanswick. Is he going to go to the outside? Can he do a Valtteri Bottas and George Russell? He backs out of it. He was too scared to go for the outside. Great defence from Arno, who parks his car in the middle of the road. Harry trying multiple switchbacks through here. Gets a great exit. Is he going to go up the inside into the second chicane? No. What about Sausage Roll? He's got no battery to use. He's got no battery to use. Please don't miss an overtake. No, Shadow's gone. Shadow is not coming back today. Anyway, Harry now. If he wants to win this race, he's got to get past Arno quickly. And I think he has the pace to go and get left wing back. Arno runs wide and looks a bit slidey for Acqua Minerale. Harry gets a little twitch on the exit as well. Nicely done through the chicane by both drivers. Meanwhile, by the way, battle for P9 still going on. Stewart is 2 tenths behind the McLaren. And Sausage Roll is watching on carefully to take advantage of anything that happens. Another slide out the final corner. Once again, more battery for Harry Spanswick. I don't think he knows that. If he has a race engineer, they've got to be telling him, you got more battery. Use it. Use it. But no, once again, not got the straight line speed to get past the Aston. And will remain in P3 at the moment. Sausage Roll again through that corner. He's really struggling in the penultimate corner exit. And that is giving him no hope of being able to get past Stewart here. Let's have a look at penalty check, actually. Everyone's on inters, of course. So let's leave the penalties on the board. So 6 seconds for Jaden Jackson in P7, who might fancy a go at Connor in the Mercedes. Later on in this race, John Ahern also has 6 seconds. He's currently 2.2 clear of the McLaren, who has 3 seconds. Stewart has a bit of wing damage, I've just noticed. On that right-hand side, I think. Yeah, he does. Harry Spanswick gets the 3 second time penalty. That's disastrous if he wants a chance of a race win. But maybe that'll give him even more fire to get past the Aston Martin and stretch his legs. He's got the pace. He just can't get past the Astons. Charlie Gordon gets a 3 second time penalty. This is the closest Harry's been on the exit of that corner, but he's used more battery to get there. That's why they've got the same amount of battery. He's going to go for it here to the outside. It looks like for Harry Spanswick. Bottas v Russell style in the wet. Breaks early, forces Arno to go in a bit deep maybe, and that's great defence from Arno. But now, can he go around the outside here? No. What about a switchback? No, that's great defence from Arno there to hold on to that position. As ACM has been passed by Jane Jackson for P6. And off the track, I believe, is the Williams of Charlie Gordon, who's now on the medium tyre, having a wonderful time. Barton Outing is in the slipstream of Habibi in the McLaren. Gaining a lot. Is he going to go up the inside here? Late braking move? No. Thinks about it. Maybe on the next attempt, because he's got 15% more battery than the McLaren ahead of him. I'm sorry to say, Sausage Roll has lost about a second to the cars ahead of him. He's really struggling in these conditions. Yellow flag. I think that is, yeah, that is the driver on dry tyres. Callum Pearce is pushing Charlie Roberts around the corner. How many Charlies have we got in this lobby? It's just 2, isn't it? Deary me. Oh, Bart got past Habibi and I didn't see it. Oh no. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll give that overtake of the day. Then look around the outside onto the grass. No way he makes this off. This is overtake of the day if he does. Bit of contact, but he's still going. The Red Bull has been passed. What a move from Lennon. That's overtake of the day right there. That was great stuff, as now Callum Pearce gets past Charlie Roberts. And we missed that one. 3 overtakes in quick succession in various spots on the grid. Stuart Bradbury is now all over the back of the other McLaren. Maybe he will fancy a go. Oh, he's going for it now. No, he's not. Ooh, I thought he was going to... He had a great overspeed using a bit of battery. What about into Tosa? Surely now. McLaren defends to the inside. Stewart tries to dummy back to the inside, but McLaren says no way. That's where... Oh, this is great racing, great exit. But he's not quite got enough to get past him. Pushing him round the corner practically in the battle for P9 here. Runs a little bit wide into the gravel. Jaden Jackson has spun at Acqua Minerale. And he could be caught by a few drivers. Oh, Stewart's had an issue. He's going to be passed by Sausage Roll. Sausage Roll is through into P10. Stewart, from doing so well on the back of the McLaren, he's now lost a place to the one and only Soft Sausage Roll. Harry Spanswick has lost a second as well. Drivers making mistakes in these difficult conditions. Multiple attempts to get into turn 1 for the Haas driver. Eight laps to go, including this one. And Charlie Roberts gets a second second time penalty of the race for himself. That is... oh, some damage there for the McLaren, who's caught up to John Ahern. Yellow flag, that's the same yellow flag as before, yeah. So this McLaren's got a bit of wind damage now, which means he could be vulnerable to Sausage Roll here, if he can just get the traction required. He's been struggling with traction all evening. Oh, the McLaren really struggling now. Speaking of McLaren struggling, Habibi's lost the place to I Make Excuses, aka Zan Kamarick. Ah, what button do I need to press? Sausage Roll button, here he goes, he's got a great run. For Ackerman and Riley, goes to the left hand side, but he puts the overtake on and loses all grip when doing so. Too many revs on the rear axle. And that car was shimmying about all over the road. Stuart Badbury's back in this race now. It's a freeway battle for P9. Whoever is the most consistent will get this position, it looks like. Harry Spanswick is gaining back up to Arno again. And I've missed an overtake. Sausage Roll has done it again in that same corner. He's lost the car and lost the position. So we're back where we were a few laps ago, with an Alpine of Stewart chasing down the McLaren. And he's gone to the outside this time, but there's no room there to make a late braking lunge. He'll try and set it up for a move into the Villeneuve chicane. The second chicane here. Can he get his car alongside? No, he can't. Really difficult to overtake here. You have to work for it. And they are certainly working for it at the moment. Laid on the brakes by Stewart. Too late. He locks up, nearly goes into the back of the McLaren. Runs wide. Tries to get a decent exit to make up for it, as there's a yellow flag. That is once again Charlie Gordon on the dry tyres, still having some fun. A little bit of grass on the right front there, and that nearly cost him, as Charlie Roberts is the first retirement of the race. He has decided to give up from P17 here in the pit lane. Sausage Roll gaining back up to these guys. Once again, catching a car is one thing, passing the car is completely different, as there's another yellow flag. And that is once again Charlie Gordon. So I should not be surprised by yellow flags. Harry Spanswick 5 tenths behind. Needs to get past quickly if he wants to get that P2 with the penalty he has, of course. So we'll make sure to keep an eye on that battle. But this is the one I think is most likely to give us something. Stuart Bradbury for P9 on the McLaren. He's got a great run through here, really good run, the best run he's had all day. He's up the inside of the Villeneuve chicane. He's half car length alongside. He sends it up the inside and he gets the move done. That was a lovely move. That is in contention for overtake of the day, along with the Lennon move around the outside of turn 1. It's getting drier as well, by the way. The rain is now light rain. So I wonder if it will stop raining very shortly and then maybe start drying for the last few laps. As here comes Sausage Roll on the McLaren maybe. He's all over the back of him. In towards Aquamilla Raleigh. He's tagged him in the rear for good measure. Letting him know he's there. Getting good traction this time. Not putting the overtake on too early. Saving it for later down the straight, as Harry Spanswick is all over the back of Arno as well. This could be a move for P2. He's going to have to be late on the brakes if he wants to do it. He is, but Arno is just as late and on the inside and still makes the corner. Harry, can you do what Stewart's just done and send it up the inside of Imola? He's furious on the wheel. shaking the wheel side to side. He can't get past his rival, despite looking like the faster driver at the moment, and Lennon is catching him for the podium space. Alfie not using his battery to good effect here, down only in 5%. 2% for the McLaren ahead of him. Look at Stewart getting away. It's clear the McLaren was the cork in the bottle here. Quick check on how Harry's getting on. Only a 10th behind Arno. Maybe he has to surprise him somewhere. Because look, Lennon is here now. Lennon is here. Oh, Sausage Roll's made an overtake, and I've missed it. Ah, I miss all these overtakes. He got him into Tosa. Up into P10. McLaren has been done. Bad luck with the overtakes today. I'm watching cars within 2/10 of each other, but I'm missing the point where somebody makes a mistake and is overtaken. Speaking of making a mistake, Harry Spanswick has had an awful exit off the final corner, and he's going to be passed by Lennon at the first opportunity. Sausage Roll's lost the place. Lennon up to P3 after starting on pole, losing all the places at the start because of not being in the lobby, and now he's back up into P3. This could be a driver of the day opportunity for Lennon Lutker here. Let's go back to Sausage Roll as the track is drying out. Maybe the Inters will start overheating soon. The rain is still falling for now though. There's a 3-second time penalty for Jaden Jackson. He's going to lose some places. There's actually a little battle here for P6, despite the penalties though. I would love it if the rain stops in like 2 laps, or even 1 lap, because it would make it very difficult for the drivers to hold on to the very worn, hot Inters. And speaking of struggling, Jaden's made a mistake there, and is easily passed by John Ahern, who's up in a P7. And the rain is still falling. I'm just double checking that the rain is still falling. Now, Harry has decided to save all his battery, and see how easily Lennon can get past the Aston Martin. Also, speaking of Aston Martin, left wing back's lost a load of time. He's under pressure for the race win here. He's had a huge mistake. That 3-second lead he had is gone. Abibi's got past Daniel Backlick, but here comes Lennon Lutker. He's fighting for the lead now. We've got a 3-way battle for the lead with 3 laps to go between 2 Aston Martins and a Williams. Arno will now be defending for his teammate perhaps. Try and hold on to this one. No room to get past there. As we quickly switch to see if Daniel Backlick can get past Habibi round the outside. This could be overtaken today, but it's not quite worked out. John Ahern gets past, and Lennon does get past Arno into Tosa. And why am I watching P14 instead of P2? Terrible TV direction. Sack me. Here comes Daniel Backlick through the final couple of corners. He will have to wait. Lennon could win. Lennon could win. Harry and Arno are going to resume their battle from a few laps ago. And here comes Daniel Backlick on Habibi. He's going to go for it up the inside. He's been frustrated here before, but he doesn't have the braking performance to get past. Tries to switch it back. I don't think it's going to work out for him. He's going to try and switch to the outside. Maybe the inside for the second chicane. This is very, very dangerous. The McLaren leaves the space, but then gets compromised on the second part of the chicane. Defends to the inside, forcing Bakker to the outside, and there is just no way past these McLarens, but he's made a mistake, and he's now under pressure, and Daniel Backlick will seize that pressure, and he's through, but into the wall goes Habibi. Speaking of getting past, Arno is under pressure from Harry Spanswick up the inside. Spanswick is through, finally, at last. He's got his man. He may have cut the corner in the process, but he's made it up into P3, and can he gap the 3 seconds required to to get on the podium? Jaden Jackson now making a move around the outside. The rain has stopped. The rain has stopped. No, it hasn't. Has it? I don't know. I'm confused. No, it's still raining, but it looks very dry in places. Jaden Jackson gets past ACM. Sausage Roll is on the back of the McLaren again. Lap 30 of 32, 3 laps to go, including this one. And the Inters are going to start to struggle now, as it's getting drier. Although the rain does look quite heavy, I've got to say. Round the outside goes Sausage Roll. What a late breaking move that was. But he's nearly bottled it on the exit, and here comes the McLaren back at him towards Piratella. Is there going to be room for him? No, there isn't. And Alfie Edeveen holds on to that position in P10. Can he gap 6 seconds to maintain it on penalties? We will have to wait and see on that one. Oh, he's actually made a mistake straight away, and the McLaren's going to go back at him. Into Variante Alta. He's all the way to the inside. Sausage Roll will have to hold on to it round the outside. Are they going to make contact here? Yes, plenty of it. But they get through relatively cleanly, and Alfie Edeveen holds on to that position. Oh, it's all kicking off. As one of the McLarens has had an incident. He's on dries. Why are you on dries? He thinks it's dry. It's still raining. Harry Spanswick has pulled away 1.6 seconds from Arno. He needs another 1.6. And he will be on the podium. Sausage Roll is being passed again. An easy pass for the McLaren down into turn 1. Clearly the McLaren have a lot of straight line speed. Today he's run into the back of him. I should say giving him a push through the first chicane. Goodness me, these guys are really scrapping it out here for the minor points places. But it's wonderful to see. Other battles include Arno under pressure yet again, this time from a Red Bull. Who do we watch? Who do we watch? The Sausage Roll was pushing one McLaren round. Aston Martin is under pressure. ACM is under pressure from Jaden Jackson. Or the other way around even. Oh, what's happened there? He's lost all control of his car. And he's now going to be passed by Stuart Bradbury up into P8. Has he got a puncture? He's got a rear right puncture. The first puncture of the league racing season is here, and it's for Jaden Jackson. It's completely gone now. You heard it burst. He is off. The Sauber is off. On the penultimate lap of the race, he's got a puncture, and it is now the final lap of the race for these guys. The Red Bull's thinking about a move up the inside of Arno, but that is not going to work. Arno's gone deep. He's let the Red Bull through. They've collided with each other. But John Ahern is too far back to take advantage, and the Red Bull is through of Imola. That was a terrible manoeuvre from both of them, but they made it work. And Arno has lost the place down into P5. It means Harry Spanswick is currently on the podium, as Jaden has lost loads of places because he's in the pits. So that's nothing surprising there. Sausage Roll is through and looks to be clear of the McLaren here. Let's just watch to make sure anything doesn't happen between these guys here into turn number 1. It's all going off on the final lap of the race. Jaden Jackson into the box, of course, with that puncture. How long have these inters actually gone? 23 laps. That is not good. And now it's dry. It's stopped raining. So they're going to be screaming. But somebody's tyres who weren't screaming. Well, he didn't have a wheel at one point in this race. But apart from that, Aston Martin have shown up with a new driver lineup and completely dominated. And left wing back is going to win the first race of the season, GRS. Season 12 F2. Lennon Lucker, from not being here at the start of the race, despite starting on pole, takes a well-earned P2. Harry Spanswick is not going to hold on to P3. He's lost it to the Red Bull driver of Imola Corin on the line. I don't know if Harry almost had a puncture there at the end. He did. He had a rear right puncture. Puncture number 2 of this league racing season. Harry Spanswick will end up taking 5th because of that puncture. That's so unlucky for him. Arno does get 4th in the end. John Ahern is 6th. Stuart Bradbury, any more punctures down the grid? He is P7. ACM is 8th with a puncture across the line as well. That's number 3. Alfie Edeveen has got a rear right punctured tyre. That's number 4. Barton Outing in 10th. He's not punctured. Zan is in 12th. He's okay. Daniel Bakalik, I think he's okay. So that's 4 punctures. Oh, drama here. Is this a puncture as well? No. Daniel's alright. Callum Pearce is alright in 14. Jaden Jackson unlucky with the puncture in 15th. Arno had 98% across the line and didn't get a puncture. That's so unlucky for Harry Spanswick, man. In the Sauber. Haas. What am I saying Sauber for? Yeah, 4 punctures. Damn. That is... Oh. Told you that would be good. We're so back. F1 would never have that sort of action, although it did have punctures actually last season. That was very good. There you go. Race 1 done, and Aston Martin are on the top step with Lloyd Bailey left wing back has done it, and there he is, saying hello to the crowd. Alfie Edeveen has a whole new set of fans. Sausage roll. He picks up some points. Let's forget about this. Let's forget about this as well. We don't care about this. Driver of the day was given to Wixel. We'll decide that later on. So left wing back wins from Lennon Lutko in P2. But that's a really good recovery drive from having issues at the start. Imola, 12th to 3rd. That's driver of the day for me. Aston Martin, 1 and 4. Fastest lap as well for Arno. Harry Spanswick with a puncture all across the line, costing him 2 places down into 5th. John Ahern 6th. Conor McCabe in 7th. Stuart Bradbury, Barton Outing. One of the McLarens. Sausage Roll, 11th. 2 points for him. There's the rest of your finishers. We need to have a look at the race director. Now, previously at Imola, this has crashed the game. So let's see if it does it again. No, it doesn't. Wow, they've actually fixed something. The game does not crash. Or maybe we didn't have enough penalties. Well done, everybody. You didn't crash the race director. Oh, it's still going. Wow. Fair play, guys. Fair play. You didn't crash the race director. That is very impressive. That is very impressive. Anyway, should we have a chat with the top 3? Let's have a chat with the top 3. 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 I don't know if they're going to have a chat, but yeah. We'll see. He needs to pee. We don't have time for that. We have interviews to do. Anyway, that was a very good race. So we will have a chat with the top 3 very shortly. Let me get the interview screen on. Is that the interview screen? It is. I remember my buttons. The other 2 are having a piss. We have been joined by one driver so far who finished P3. We'll start with the P3 man. First of all, I would love you to tell me how I actually pronounce your name, because I've probably been doing it wrong for about a year now. Emily. Cool, I hope then. That was alright. I keep calling you Emily. Yeah, that's terrible. But yeah, anyway, 12th to 3rd is very impressive, I've got to say. And obviously, on the line, you got a bit lucky from some punctures from other people. But that must have been a very difficult race to keep those into the live. How was it for you? Wait. Discord is being funny. Right, speak now and then they can hear you. Amazing.
I think staying out the one more lap paid out in the end. And I guess there was a bit of carnage on lap 1.
Always is at Imola.
Yeah. Kind of got just through it without damage, so
when you
gained a few places from that.
Yeah, when you chose to stay out, did you think, oh, we might need to go to the ends, or was that just you didn't want to double stack, or what? Why did you choose to stay out an extra lap and not pit under the VSC?
I thought it was gonna try a few more laps,
Okay.
and pitting was not gonna be worth it, but it was close enough in the end, so
Fair enough. Obviously, it's the start of a new season. I always ask anyone who gets on the podium at the start, do you think you can fight for the title? What are your sort of expectations for the season? Because you got a podium round 1, that's got to be pretty good.
I think I just got lucky. The qualifying showed I lack a bit of pace, so I don't know. Top 5 maybe.
Top 5, there you go. That's a prediction for yourself, a target to aim for. Anyway, thanks for joining us. We will go to the P2 man, which was, of course, Lennon, who had a very eventful race because he dominated qualifying, and then his game decided to not let him start the race. But you worked your way all the way back through and ended up P2 in the end. making it look easy to pass Arno when Harry Spanswick had tried for about 10 laps to get past him and couldn't. So yeah, it must have been a very entertaining race from your side.
Yeah, it was, but also a bit frustrating, of course, because I got disconnected twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, good comeback, good points.
Yeah, and obviously you look like probably the fastest guy on the track today in total, so you must be thinking you can fight for the title.
I hope so. A bit early to say, I think. We'll ask me again after 4 rounds, and then we'll see where we're at.
Okay, fair enough. And were you close to puncturing as well, or did you nurse those tyres well?
I think I was at 78% at the end or something. So it is in punctured territory, I think. But
not too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We did see a very good overtake from you around the outside of turn 1 on, I think, Emily. I think it was Emily. On the Red Bull. Don't know if you remember that one, but I didn't watch that one. I think it was you. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I remember going around the outside. Let me.
Yeah. How was that?
Check actually. I think there was a bit of contact with it as well, but nothing too bad. I got the position, so I felt comfortable tonight. So that was good. Good fun.
Looking forward to Hungary next week, or is that going to be not as good?
I don't like Hungary, so bad for racing, and I'm shit. So
not many people do, to be fair, except me. So there we go. Anyway,
we'll see where we're at next week.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us.
Congrats to Lloyd, by the way.
On to our race winner, Lloyd Bailey here, or otherwise known as a left wing back. Yeah, a win, an Aston Martin win. You've clearly broke the curse of Aston Martin from last season straight away. You obviously took the lead straight away because Lennon wasn't there, and then held out in the lead for quite a long time with your teammate behind you. And eventually your pace sort of paid off. You did lose a lot of time towards the end. I don't know if you were conserving or worried about a puncture.
No, I decided to forget how to use my brake pedal.
Okay, that's easily done. Yeah, because you were 3 seconds clear, and then suddenly it was like, oh, you're within a second now.
Yeah. It's going down to, I don't know what the corner's called. The second to last one, I just didn't brake and just went straight forward. I was too busy looking at the times behind, and then, yeah.
It happens, but you held on and you won, so how do you feel about that?
Relieved. Very relieved, because I knew Lennon was very, very quick. I knew I had the pace, but I knew he was a lot quicker. But yeah, it's finally happened. I think I deserve it after 2 podiums in my first 3 races last season, so...
Yeah, I think I was saying during the stream, the Aston Martin is a very good driver lineup, yourself and your teammate. Do you think you can fight for the drivers and or constructors title this season?
Definitely constructors, providing Rani's pad wear doesn't terrorise us.
Yeah.
Drivers possibly, depends, because I might miss a few rounds, so I don't really know 100% yet.
Anyway, at least it looked like you had an entertaining race. It was quite a good race to watch, to be fair, so
yeah.
That's good. Anyway, that is it. Thank you all for joining us. Next week, in fact, let's not talk about next week. Tomorrow is more Imola, featuring brand new F1 grid, which is probably going to be won by Luke, because I don't know who else is actually in it, who was in F1 last season. But many drivers are back, including myself. Yay me. So go watch that. And then Wednesday is F3, so go watch that, because that's always going to be chaos. And next week is Hungary. The GRS is back, baby, and that's what we like to see. Anyway, goodbye, everybody who is still here, the 6 viewers that are still watching. It's amazing. Goodbye.